everybody. You know what time it is. It is time for the main viewer. Today, we're going to be talking all about the Voyager documentary away missions that happened over the last 7 or 8 days. The documentary, by the way, is called, guess what? To the Journey. So many people participated in that, both donors, producers, and actors. And let's make sure to mute that.
That's mine.
Who is that?
Buddy, it's Rico. Look at how much he's panicking right now.
I need more time to get my sound hound on that.
Homer, what are you doing? We're live.
Yeah. We're also going to be talking about audio podcasts and what to mute beforehand. We've got some interesting news about Star Trek composition, music composition. That's going to be really cool. Also, who are your favorite Klingons and who do you think was voted as the favorite Klingons? So much to discuss. Let's just go ahead and discuss it, shall we? Starting with a very special guest today, all the way from Walter Koenig's former apartment in like Upper Manhattan, somewhere in New York, former apartment building complex. Homer Frizzell.
It's just one building. Hello.
Wow.
Everybody, you know Homer Frizzell as an associate producer of The Seventh Rule. He was also that guy on the away missions over the last week, if you were in the Voyager documentary away missions. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We also have another very special guest today. You know him as the guy with crazy facial reactions. He was also a Mocklin in the Orville and a bunch of other cool stuff. Rico E. Anderson.
Hello. It's great to be back. Always love to be here with my nerdy friends at the main viewer.
Now, everybody that's listening in is going like, I wonder if he made a crazy facial reaction that I missed.
There's one
there
for
it
you
is.
in case you missed it.
Also, you know her from walking art made by Melissa, and she's also on the chest of everybody that walks by you at Star Trek conventions nowadays with her cool designs. Melissa Longo.
Hi, how you doing? It's great to be here. Whoa.
Lisa.
Lastly, he holds the record for the most walking art made by Melissa, maybe. Dr. Muhammad Noor.
I wish I did. I need to get a lot more of them to make that record, but they are awesome. 2 thumbs up to those. So, and a pleasure to be on the main viewer as always.
Fantastic. And right now, everybody's like, isn't that the guy that's the science advisor for Star Trek? And the answer is yeah. Yeah, he does that. Lots of cool stuff. My name is Ryan T. Husk, and I am wearing a To the Journey shirt as advertised. Looking back on Star Trek Voyager. So very quickly, hello, Chuck, Robert Kaiser, all the way from Austria. Heather Blue Fulton, good to see you. It's been a while. DJ Kitty Cat, Just Rosie 5. Melissa Longo's here. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
But you said, hi, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. That means Michael Kenyon Rosenberg is here, everybody. Stay tuned for information on where you can hear from him tomorrow, Wednesday night. We got a big show Wednesday night with Michael Kenyon and myself. And our hilarious guest, and a cool show. So check that out a little later. David Gregory, so many people. Let's just get into it. Linda Anderegg, Donnie Pearson, Galenda is here. Okay. How you guys doing?
Thumbs up.
Great.
All right.
Wonderful.
Oh, boy.
Recovery
so right now, this was the energy that Homer brought all week right here.
This is the result of having a nap just a little while ago. So yeah, look out. I'm bringing it.
Sounds glorious.
When did you get in? When did you fly in, Homer?
There was a little bit of a delay because the plane was too heavy between fuel and people and a short runway. So we stopped in Salt Lake City. So I got back after midnight. So took off Sunday. So arrived very, very early Monday.
Wow. After midnight, we're going to let it all hang out, you know?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Crazy.
Love the clapping.
Crazy.
And I just want to share that sometimes people wear walking art made by Melissa on their head.
This is true. as Homer is
Yeah.
doing right now.
Awesome.
I think
Looks
Melissa
good
did
too.
this
Check it
on
out.
Homer's head.
Hello.
All right. He's wearing a cool walking art made by Melissa hat with, where'd Rico go?
I'm
With
here. Sorry, I'm
an
camera.
imprint
Enterprise.
of a Vulcan salute. Okay. So let's talk about this fun thing that we did. They started on Tuesday, exactly 1 week ago. In fact, our last most recent main viewer episode was basically in between two of the events of the very first day of the away missions, which was in the afternoon. We did a fun little meet and greet at the Burbank Hotel.
Do you want to take a step back real quick and just explain like what the Voyager doc is and what these things are? Or we go into the details of what the actual missions were?
That's a good idea. Maybe not everybody knows the thing that we just assume everybody knows. So the Star Trek Voyager documentary by 455 Films. I was a part of it as well, or am a part of it. And we raised a bunch of money on Indiegogo to make a film about Star Trek Voyager. These are the same people that did For the Love of Spock, great documentary, Chaos on the Bridge, The Captains, who could forget the Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Left Behind. So of course, who wouldn't, like myself, jump at the opportunity to work with these guys and do one for Voyager. So one of the groups of perks that we had was these away missions where people could donate and get perks like going to Vasquez Rocks or going to the Bronson Caves, or they could just donate and get all of them and be a part of the entire, grouping of many, many, many places that we went. A lot of the actors were a part of this, like Garrett Wong, Tim Russ, Cirroc Lofton, many others. And we can talk about all that as well. What do you think, Mohammed? Did that all cover it?
That's good. No, that was the context I was looking for. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see if anybody's listening in or watching, let us know if you went to the away missions. There are about 80 or 90 people in total that went to these. So every day had maybe like 40 or 50 people because not everybody did every day. So it was a nice little mix. It was a good time. Rico joined us for a few of them, for sure. Homer was here for all of them. He was here all week. He just got back into town. Actually, let's start there. Homer, he was really excited all week. Trust me.
Oh my
he was
gosh.
just bouncing off the walls.
Never thought I'd see Homer giggle.
But he did.
He did multiple
Lisa,
times.
you were supposed to keep that to yourself.
And it was grand.
We all saw it.
Before you got to LA, Homer, how much were you looking forward to doing these Star Trek Voyager away missions?
A lot. Yeah. I didn't know what or how it was going to happen. I knew we were going to be positioned relatively centrally there in Burbank, that the airport was close by. I didn't realize how close it was. It's like the airport is closer than the walk to get the car from the rental place. That was great. And then it was also, I knew a few people going in. And so I got a chance to meet Dr. Sue Gruner, Eve England, met both of them in person for the first time, and then reconnected with PJ. I saw May, it was a reunion, but it's kind of like a reunion of 4, 5, 6 people. And then you get to meet another 75, 80 people. Some folks that were there are really good with names. I am not. So I'm usually at a disadvantage when it comes to remembering names. Because people seem to remember the name Homer.
It's an easy one to remember.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Unique enough.
So Rico, you were a part of a few of these, so we'll get into those as well. But day one, as we said, was the meet and greet. Then we had the Star Trek dinner with Nikki DeBoer, there, Larry Nemechek. We had Connor Chernier, Dominic Keating. Oh boy, was that ever a party? And we went nuts.
Yep, we had the filmmakers as well. They were there. And then at the meet and greet prior, Chase zoomed in and had some one-on-one time with a lot of folks. It's like nonstop people going to talk to her, which is good.
That's really
Yeah, Chase wasn't able to be there in person, so she zoomed in, which was really fun and wonderful. And at first everybody was like, should we all just like sit down and watch her like a TV? And she's like, no, come talk to me. Do you remember that, Melissa?
No, I wasn't there.
You weren't there. Well, Homer remembers.
I remember, like, Ryan.
They just all pulled up chairs
Rub it
around
in,
and like,
Ryan.
okay, go ahead, Chase.
And then afterwards I was encouraged, okay, go, you should go talk to Chase. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's not even really a line. Go ahead, get there. And then there was a line, which was nice.
When you guys met the filmmakers, do you mean, I'm assuming you mean the Voyager doc filmmakers, not like Star
Yes.
Trek filmmakers. Okay. Just want to clarify.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Although
455 films.
there was a
Okay.
current Star Trek filmmaker that joined us at one point, but more on that in a moment.
Yeah.
Also, you guys, before we continue into that, later in this show, we're going to be talking about favorite Klingons, okay? So right now, give it some thought and try to predict. First of all, tell us who your 3 favorite Klingons are, and then try to predict who were, like, say, the top 5 Klingons in a poll. Top 5 favorite Klingons. Try to predict those, and we'll see how good your Star Trek prediction knowledge is. Can you have prediction knowledge? No, that doesn't work.
it rolls off
It's
the tongue,
not-
but
It does.
really,
Prediction knowledge sounds right.
But no, that's like
that's what I'm saying. It rolls
that would be if you have
Prediction-
knowledge on other people's predictions.
Well, this is true, and unless you're psychic, this is not true.
How about knowledgeable predictions?
Yeah.
Aw.
Anybody in the chat? Anybody agree?
Evidence-based
Maybe.
predictions.
I'm gonna go to hell. What?
There are a lot of great options. A lot of great options here.
Hmm.
Can we say they're
Well-
all wrong answers, or are they?
That
The wrong answers.
all the answers you get wrong are wrong answers.
It's all, everybody's going to vote for Lursa and Bator. Just kidding.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of those. Oh my goodness.
Rest in peace from the ship.
Ross.
Who else? Oh, Linda Anderson Egg says Worf, Kurt, and Sorella.
Kirk?
Kurt.
Kurt. I don't remember.
Kern?
Maybe it's Kern. Maybe it's I was
Like
like,
Maybe
Kurt.
it's Kurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Kurt. I was like, Kurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whatever the character was that James Worthy played.
Oh yeah. I think
Oh yeah.
that was Kern.
Oh, that wasn't DS9. That was TNG, I think. My apologies.
Kern
No.
was-
It wasn't
Kern
Kern.
was-
No, that was Worf's brother.
Oh,
James.
Todd.
Yeah, he was just one episode.
Oh yeah, it's all Star Trek.
Tony Todd.
He went like this. He went
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
with the
yeah,
wine.
that's-
You got John Colicos, though, from original series to Deep Space Nine,
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
You
That's
see,
what I liked,
everybody.
I told
You see, this is going to be a great conversation. See. Okay. Anyway, so obviously everybody, thanks very much for your support of the Voyager documentary. It was very successful. How successful was it? Well, it was so successful that it was actually the most successful crowdfunding project
Mhm.
in the history of documentary film. So that's
and-
really,
Yeah.
Rico.
And thanks for heading that up, Ryan, being the leader of that and making that happen.
Thanks. Yeah, I was the campaign
Ryan.
manager and co-producer. It's a great group of people, great project, and we can't wait to finish it. Almost done filming it and the interviews, and then we will go into the long and arduous editing process. Glad I'm not an editor, man. That is. It's exhausting work.
A
Anyway,
lot of hands.
so day 2 of the Voyager documentary, Away Missions, was what was that? Vasquez Rocks. Oh my goodness, Vasquez Rocks was so much fun. Garrett Wong was there, of course. Sirach Lofton was there. Kendra Munger was there, and she actually FaceTimed in Alex Enberg, who played Torek on The Next Generation and Vorik in Voyager. Tarek, he was the guy in Next Generation Lower Decks, if you recall, the Vulcan. And then Vorik was the guy that had Ponfar and came after Bailana and all that stuff.
Probably most people know this, but should we just explain what Vasquez Rocks is?
Yes.
Sure. So Vasquez Rocks.
I don't know the science of it. That's up to you.
Well, I don't know. Like, I wasn't thinking of the geological. I was thinking more in terms of the Trek history. I don't know the geology of it, but it was first seen in the episode with the Gorn, where like Kirk was fighting the Gorn because the Metrons had put them there. So that was one of the first places it was seen. But it's shown up several other times. Recently that's where Raffi's trailer was in Picard, just as one example too. But it's very distinctive by the rock structures there.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Picard and Raffi's trailer, it says, on the thing, Vasquez Rocks. As opposed to some other
that was so brilliant.
I love that. I love that.
So this is Kirk and the Gorn. I mean, it's been used so many times on Star Trek and other things. It's iconic. So anybody that sees these kind of pictures goes, oh yeah, I know where that is. I know what that is. I've seen it a million times in a million shows. A million movies.
Awesome.
I know that they have a thing at the Vasquez Rocks mentioning Star Trek being shot there. I'm surprised they don't have a thing like right at the spot where Kirk and the Gorn fight. Like, I don't know, a sign, a plaque, something. It's just something that said, this is where it all kind of kicked off as far as production. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They should.
And also, actually,
love all the engagement photos there.
I got there.
There was also this episode of Voyager, Initiations, with Aaron Eisenberg playing Carr, who held Commander Chakotay captive. So that was a really good early on episode.
Yeah,
it's like alternative factor from TOS was in there too, with Lazarus's ship on the side.
Okay.
Remember that one, Rico?
Dude, do you remember it, Ryan?
Oh boy, do I.
Yeah, facial hair game was good in that one.
So anyway, yes, thanks for reminding us to give a little more backstory on that. Muhammad, very well known, very iconic, still very unrestricted. Almost everything in California and in LA and cities, when they have parks, they start saying you got to stick to this exact trail and you got to pay for suddenly $20 of parking to go walk on dirt, and you got to do and all kinds. Vasquez Rocks is still basically just open to the public. I mean, they close at certain times and for like one day a week, but by close they just mean like they close their parking lot.
Right. There's no staff on site on Mondays when the gate to drive in is closed, but you can still park outside of the park and walk in and do the trails, which is fun.
Not that you should, everybody, because if they're closed, it's for a reason.
Well,
but
no, they kind of invite that, but don't expect any help from anyone because there's no one there. So if you get bit by a rattlesnake, you go at your own peril.
Yeah, we'd heard it was snake season and a lot of baby snakes were roaming around, but we didn't see any. Gorn babies. So Homer frees you out somewhere in New Yeezy. Sorry, it slipped. When you first walked out of your car and saw Vasquez Rocks, were you captivated by the awe of it all, or were you like, oh, whatever, hopefully I'll get some chips?
I didn't even know about the chips, but when I saw Vasquez Rocks, it's like I was starstruck, really. I think TJ said this. It's like It's like meeting this actor that you've seen perform, an iconic actor, and you're like right there, like when you drive, you're in the parking lot and bam, there it is. That's where Rafi's trailer is. You can see it's kind of like Kirk and the Gorn are in the parking lot. Or I think that's where they were. Maybe it wasn't at that time.
Yeah, that looks
years
like
ago.
Yeah,
exactly. So I was amazed. And the other thing I want to share briefly, Lisa, you had mentioned the crew, the folks there. There was a security guard who was so nice. Like somebody had left, I think, some cash at the information booth or kiosk. I didn't go there, but he had said, okay, somebody left some. I'm not saying how much it is, but if it's you, come see me. So he drove all the way out from there. And it's a little bit of a drive from that area to where the rocks proper are that we know and love. So that was nice too. So
it was, he said it was right next to the donation box. So he wasn't sure if it was a donation or not. And so he wanted to double check just to make sure rather than assume that it was just a donation, which is pretty fantastic. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah, we thought, oh crap, we're in trouble now. But
I know.
Not at
what
all.
did we do?
And yeah, like Homer said, TJ was the one that did say that, where he said he was more starstruck by seeing Vasquez Rocks than he was seeing any other Star Trek actor ever, because it almost felt like it was a bigger star. Rico, you've been to Vasquez Rocks at least once that I know of, right?
Actually, 2 times.
Were you starstruck by it too?
Yeah, it's such a beautiful space, and it just looks so otherworldly. And what's even more beautiful about it is, it's almost like you get a preview of it as you're driving, because on the freeway you start to see the formations just getting there. So it's like you're almost there, and it really does take your breath away. I mean, not trying to be all dramatic about it, but it's such a beautiful wonder to see. It just, you don't see rocks looking like that anywhere. So it's I get why 50 some years ago they were like, if we don't shoot here, total missed opportunity. So
I can't be the only one that thought of Berlin when you said take my breath away. Rose M. Kirby says, please, can you tell me if anyone took pictures of all the Voyager missions? We did. Go check out the Voyager documentary social media. That's Facebook or Twitter or in the groups. Go check it out. We've got tons of pictures there.
Our pics.
Rico, say hi to your friend Rose Kirby, by the way.
What's up, Rose Kirby? Thank you for staying up and hanging out, and it's always good to see you and to have you here. So good to see you. What time is it out there? It's like
it's +5.
1:30 a.m.
Eve England's still on a plane heading back home, I think.
She's on a plane.
Yeah, she's out of here.
So after Vasquez Rocks, we went out to eat, and that was kind of fun too. We went to Pinocchio's in Burbank, kind of a little historic Italian place, and then afterwards we had gelato, and it was quite fun.
Geppetto.
We ate Geppetto after.
What?
I'm a vegetarian.
It's wood. No, that wouldn't be Geppetto.
Geppetto's the puppet maker.
I've got to go back and read my Pinocchio.
Sorry.
Tell us about awesome. Day 3, Ryan. Okay.
Tell us about day 3, Ryan.
What? So there's a day 3?
Yeah. So the 3rd day of the Voyager documentary, away missions. On the 3rd day of the Voyager.
Ryan Husk gave to me.
Oh, wait. Okay. So day 3 was the Japanese garden, right? This was the one. Now, Japanese garden is unbelievably iconic as well, because it has been used in multiple series as Starfleet Academy, as well as Starfleet headquarters, as well as other planets. So, for example, in Justice, TNG episode Justice, where they're running around in their underwear, and Will Wheaton like lands in the grass, and then he's sentenced to death and all that stuff. That was shot there. Also, say like The First Duty, Next Generation's The First Duty was shot there. Another Wesley Crusher episode. And Deep Space Nine's Homefront and Paradise Lost, where the changeling turned into a bird and flies away. Anyway, it's constantly used, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, and Enterprise. However, it's under new management, and there's this website that makes things a little difficult, and we'd like to give a shout out to Ian at the front office there, because he moved mountains to make this thing happen for us. It was nearly impossible, but we had to get this done. And he did not have to. He could have been like, sorry guys, sorry, but he really went out of his way to work it out with us, make it happen. And eventually everybody went in, everybody had a great time, and everybody left feeling very happy. And it's so zen in there, right, Melissa?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, getting in was a little bit stressful, but as soon as you got into the garden, it was like everything else disappeared. It was stunning. So gorgeous in there, just from the bamboo to the Japanese trees to and then the brand new baby goslings that had just been born that day.
Yeah. So gorgeous.
Freshly hatched. So cute and fluffy.
And shout out to Amy, who was the security guard, walked around with us.
Yeah, she was great, and she knew Star Trek.
She knew Star Trek, and she was having the time of her life too. She was really cool.
Yeah, so Amy was amazing. Because she knew so much Star Trek, and she was telling us this thing was shot here and this scene was shot there and all. Like, she was really like such a good guide. Let's see if we can pull up.
For some of the pictures.
Here we go. Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
So here are some pictures from our visit that day. Look at this.
She was so passionate about her job too, which was nice.
Yeah.
That scene you just showed a second ago was definitely the one from and the Voyager one, where they went to the fake Starfleet Academy that was actually like a Species 8472 thing. I remember the end scene of that episode was right in front of that.
These are our good friends, Homer Freezy. We've got Sue Gruner, Eve England. Where's TJ hiding back? Oh, there's Rico. Look at that. Hey everybody.
TJ's behind Jeff.
Oh, right. We forgot. Did we forget to mention that Jeffrey Combs and Vaughn Armstrong were also there? What? Yeah. Jeff Combs and Vaughn Armstrong. That's insane. Hi, May Borello. Shout out to May.
Yeah.
You guys.
Jeff and Vaughn were really cool. They were just straight chill. Just chill.
Yeah.
Hanging out, talking about this, that, and the other, of course, Trek, and just really enjoy to meet and hang out with.
And they braved the hot sun for us.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
But it's so zen there. It's so beautiful. It's so it is what it is there, and it's gotta visit it.
There's Rico with Jeff and Vaughn right before we went in.
Vaughn's shirt is interesting.
So that shirt was designed it's created by his son.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of his son. So it's a designer shirt.
That's awesome.
And I was like, $300. That is a nice shirt. He didn't have to buy it.
Is it really that much?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Sorry there if you had to buy it.
Yeah. Be like, come on. You're
It's
gonna
a
charge
great
your
shirt.
dad $300.
And here is Garrett entertaining the group because we went into three different groups. Here's Sirach entertaining a group of two. and here's Rico judging both of them.
He's like,
What are they doing?
who's the most entertaining? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I think about this particular group. I'm gonna chill in the cut.
Yeah.
Now, you guys caught like some interesting looks on my face. It's like,
Yeah.
Emily.
Oh yeah, this was another great shot. This is very recognizable too.
oh, and that water had some just amazing fish from koi to
gosh.
what else? did they say?
Minnows.
Yeah, tons of minnows.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was baby ducks by the little island that were 5 days old.
Wow.
They were
yeah,
like
yeah,
around
right
here.
there. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there they are. Oh, okay, cool. You caught them.
Yeah, so I was looking for the baby goslings. You guys, when we saw these tiny little baby geese, they said they had been born that morning.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
These Canadian
were just
geese are a different kind.
Someone said
Canadian.
they were Canadian. Yeah,
Oh.
wasn't me. I don't know the difference.
Yeah,
I
steer
didn't
clear
hear
of the
their
mom
accent.
then. Oh my gosh, totally steer clear of the mom.
Well, she was there and very protective.
Yeah.
Very
but
aware of us.
Yes, very aware of us, but she didn't attack anyone.
Oh, that's the one that started flapping her
Gums.
wings and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And then Sue was like, she's letting us know that she's watching us because we're too close, I think she said.
Right.
What's the comment somebody
Private
said recently
eyes.
that Canadians are nice because all the bad got sucked into Canadian geese?
That's
Well,
funny.
Amy was saying that the mom had to be on alert all the time because other geese would come and try and kill her babies.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is really sad. Don't kill any of the babies. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And also, so after the Japanese garden, after that great fun, I'd like to point out that we did a quick trip up to Cal State Northridge. And by the way, Kendra Munger was also there for a moment. And she's from Star Trek Picard. She plays one of the Kawat Malat in Star Trek Picard, or the Tal Shiar, I think it's the Tal Shiar. But we went to Cal State Northridge, where the Star Trek 2009 movie was shot, as well as an episode of the Orville, All the World's a Piece of Cake, or something like that is the title of that episode. You know, the one where Bortus wants the end piece of the cake.
New Orville in 2 weeks.
Right. Stay tuned for that. But here's the problem:
Ooh.
is that apparently we were crashing graduation setup. So we didn't really get great shots of the area because there was a graduation setup happening there. So you can, there's Homer saying, fuck graduates.
That's right.
What'd they ever do for us?
Congratulations.
Graduate. Yeah. So
But you may be able to recognize it. It's tough to tell, but that's what it was. That was, and it had the cutest little duck pond as well with turtles.
Gosh.
oh, yeah.
And all these
Hey.
turtles were hanging out.
And we
Wait, hold
met
on,
Look
a
at those
duck.
turtles.
So this particular view is, if you people remember the 2009
Yeah.
movie, is when everybody ran out and they looked up towards the sky there, and that's when Nero's beam was coming down on Earth and about to destroy it. So just a point of reference. But also it was those stairs behind the grating there is where like Kirk and McCoy was walking. They were walking up in the beginning, and Kirk was like looking at the ladies going, "Hey, how you doing?" And so there was that scene. So I think it was just those two scenes in the movie.
Yeah. And so this area here, this top right area was green screen. Well, not green screen, but CGI added, and all the stuff was coming. The laser was coming down here. At first, everybody was walking up on the left side here, but then everybody ran out this way. And then the grass that's on the right side of this was where the Orville parked their shuttlecraft, and they met with this alien race and had alien race discussions.
An alien race thing. You wouldn't understand.
Then
to the aliens, we're the aliens.
But then really the big highlight, besides Ian hooking us up, besides 6-hour-old baby geese, besides the Japanese garden, besides all the sweet little turtles and this duck that followed. There was this duck that wanted to be our best friend and wouldn't leave us alone.
Oh, it imprinted on you. Oh,
he followed us. Like he's like, hold on, I got more to say. So anyway, he was just like, like he was chilling with us.
And would not let us leave. He was blocking our way and wouldn't let us go.
Yeah. His last look was so sad.
He's like, all right.
He was very sad to see. He was. My universal translator worked only that one time. He said, "You guys, I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go," because he was definitely staring at us leaving. But that night, we were all witness to the rockin' stylings of Tuvok Rocks, the Tim Russ band, playing a show in West Hollywood for us. Yeah. That was awesome. That was a great time.
The original music or
combo
classics?
Combo. Yeah, it was a combo.
Nice.
The Rockin' Vulcan.
He did a combo of what's that song? Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Smoke on the Water with Play That Funky Music.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which everybody knows Smoke on the Water is G A sharp.
Oh, you're talking about how to play it.
Anyway,
I was like, what are you spelling?
Moving on. That's where it starts.
What's wrong with it?
G A sharp, I believe. But man, oh man, was he oh, here's a picture from that night.
He rocked. Tim rocked. Tim always rocks it though. You know?
Oh, he's so rocks. Good.
Yeah, he really is.
Oh, yay.
We may or may not
do in the back
shots around that time.
Picture of Rico Anderson, Melissa Longo, Eve England, Victor Ling, Stephanie Baker, TJ Jackson Bay out in West Hollywood, Mike Goo, and Ryan T. Husk. And someone's nose. That might be Homer's nose right there.
Profile. Yeah.
I think it is.
Homer's profile.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get in on the picture?
That was my Ryan look. I was looking off into the distance.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Good job. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Oh, this was at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Big group picture. There's Tim hiding in the back. That's a lot of people hanging out.
Muhammad, you see I'm giving Muhammad Noor thumbs up there.
I see that. That's awesome. 2 thumbs up to that.
Oh, you know who else was there?
Oh, right.
Dan Curry.
Yes.
Dan Curry. Yeah.
Dan Curry, who was a guest of ours for Virtual TrekCon 3, of course. He designed the Klingon Batleth and the Klingon Mechleth, as well as he was like a special effects supervisor and so much stuff. Look up Dan Curry, you guys. And he's designing stuff for future iterations of Star Trek. No spoilers, though, right, Rico?
Right, but also he one of the guitars that Tim played that night was a design of Dan's. In fact, one of those pictures might be of Tim playing it. So that's cool.
Oh, I see Jimmy Diggs in the middle there. He's got a lot of writing credits for Star Trek Voyager, and I think one in Deep Space Nine as well.
The Omega Directive and for Voyager, and Dr. Bashir, I presume, for DS9.
They're good episodes too.
Cool.
And I think one other, which I can't remember.
So, needless to say, that was a star-studded day and evening.
Very.
Sorry that I said needles,
night.
Homer.
Yeah, that's right.
But then the next day was day 4, and everybody's like, "Well, enough about day 3. What happened on day 4?" Well, that I'm going to have to look up.
Believe it was Santa Monica.
Yes.
It did happen.
Getty Center.
Yeah, right. Santa Monica Pier with Garrett Wang and Larry Nemecek leading the charge. As everybody knows, it's iconic for Future's End, Voyager's Future's End. Lots of cool places to see there. Homer, that was your first time, right?
First time on the pier proper. I had seen it from a distance. Yeah. Certainly first time realizing that Star Trek had been filmed there. And we got to see the scenes, and Dr. Trek brought his iPad or Fire with him. So he had all these pictures of the actual episodes and the scenes. With a crowd of 50, it was a little difficult to crowd in and see, plus the sunlight, but he made it work. So that's a handy device.
Along those lines, my understanding is, this is just, I guess, something to be thinking about for everybody who's watching who was not part of the tour, is that I believe Dr. Larry Nemecek does these Trekland tours to go to these places. So it's probably why he had that ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And it can be bespoke if you want. If there's something in particular, he can tailor it to you. So
nice.
Definitely do it. I'm going to take him up on it next time I have some time out there.
I think there's a website for it too. It's like Trekland Tours or something along those lines too. So people can look that up.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
And they should look it up.
Knowledge.
Yeah. Especially if you're hearing all these great stuff and you're like, I want to do all this. And Voyager docs already, I don't want to wait for the Enterprise doc to try to get the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, Larry was very helpful and very knowledgeable. He even had like call sheets. He could tell us what days certain things were shot, which was pretty amazing. Very informative. And then we went over in the afternoon to the Getty Center, which everybody loves. It's the Getty Center.
I think it's the Getty. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the one that looks like a blue box.
So that was the site of a lot of scenes in the 2013 Star Trek Into Darkness movie. I myself got to act in that movie and in tons of those scenes there. So it was a lot of fun to kind of walk down memory lane 10 years later and be like, okay, this is where we shot this angle here. And JJ was saying this and doing all that kind of stuff. And it was just a lot of fun to kind of reminisce, because I remember at the time it was only the second movie ever shot at the Getty Center. They said before that was one romantic comedy, but this was the second, and possibly the second only still, or only other one. But that was a great time. It was there that Garrett Wang, I made the mistake of asking Garrett what he thought of Star Trek Into Darkness, and I think he spent about 10 or 15 minutes saying how much he hated it. He had a lot of pent-up anger about that movie,
especially about Khan.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think his
there were also references to John Delancey.
Yeah. I think his biggest beef was that it was like too much action and not a lot of anything else.
Oh.
It was pretty action-packed. It's definitely an action-packed.
Those three movies are. What do you think, Mohammed?
There was a lot of action. I didn't think that was, that wasn't, I didn't, among the new movies, that is my least favorite among the three new ones, but I'll still watch it. It's still Star Trek, still great. But yeah, I didn't love
still connected.
Exactly. I didn't love the casting of like the whitest white guy possible as this Khan Noonien Singh, but
I know.
Yeah.
It was name recognition. I could see why
he was the it guy, but it was like, but you can't find another it guy. Like he's supposed to be Sikh. Yeah. He's supposed to be and the name is very clearly anyway. I
heard Garrett say that he thinks they should have cast the guy who played Saeed and Lost to that role.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's what I think. That was credit to Garrett. He was the one who suggested that. Like he would have been great. Yeah. Like it's true, he would have been great.
IDW prints. They do the Star Trek comics, the current Star Trek comics, and when Into Darkness came out, they did which I guess is considered a canon-centric comic that explained why Khan looked the way he did, and they basically said that you had the Ricardo Montalban look, but they basically changed his genetics or his look on the outside to look like Benedict Cumberbatch. So it explained it there, but basically whitewashed Khan.
Not touching that one.
But yeah, they touched on it. It was interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't keen on that choice either. Not to do any bashing or anything, but
Yeah,
I was like,
get
is it
upset.
because you guys like the British accent or what? Like, why don't you just get?
Oh, they were probably picking on the fact that he was really popular on the heels of Sherlock and stuff like that. So like, oh look, Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in this movie. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Melissa.
No, it's okay. But there's plenty of British actors that would fit the role better. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Sid for one.
I mean, they have a big Indian population in London.
They do.
Yeah.
Isn't the mayor, at least the recent mayor, I don't know about the current mayor, recent mayor was Indian descent.
Mhm.
You guys, we have one of those things where it's kind of a Rorschach test. You can consider it a compliment or an insult, up to you. Tierney C.
Saw that.
Diekman says, "Wow, I fell asleep at my computer."
I'm going to take that as my voice being soothing if it happened during this.
Well, you are correct, because she continues, everyone's beautiful voice is so soothing. Oh, no, wait, it's a question mark. And then she says, nah, no, I've just been napping 3 times a day lately.
Yeah.
So she's like, is it a compliment? No.
Poor Tierney. She's not been feeling well, so we all hope she feels better soon.
Yeah. Damn. It was almost a compliment, Homer. We
Yeah,
tried.
almost. I'm going to take it as one and just discard the rest of the stuff and forget
We're
about it.
right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, when
No,
somebody's not feeling
drink
well,
liquids.
it's sleep no matter what. It's not a comment on
And it's
anything
good
else.
for them to do that.
Exactly. So kudos to her.
Well, the other thing is,
Yeah.
you guys, a lot
Which
of
is
people
nice.
like to listen to something or watch something as they're going to bed.
Mhm.
So what we should do is be very uninteresting and no excitement, and just kind of talk in a soothing manner and politely and
Oh.
quietly and go,
This
and
is
just-
in my wheelhouse, Ryan.
Yeah,
Could be
totally.
like
this.
the
We'll just
science
talk in a way
teacher.
that. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Rob. All right.
No,
No,
please.
go ahead.
Rico's wheelhouse is a radio morning show. He's the other
Hey,
side of the
everybody,
spectrum.
wake up! Wow, what were we saying, man?
They say we could be like the science teacher from the original Wonder Years. You remember that guy? We talk super modern. And
Oh, yeah.
today we will be
Oh.
discussing the Krebs cycle, which has many steps. Of
Was it the
great-
Clear Eyes guy? Clear
Is it the
Eyes is
He's in a
same-
lot of
Yeah.
stuff. He's in a lot of things. I can't remember.
Also
Yeah,
the
is he
Bueller
the
guy.
same
Bueller.
guy that? Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah, I think
say
you're right.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill,
Bueller.
what's
It
his
might
name?
be.
Bueller.
Stein?
It's Ben Stein.
Ben Stein.
Ben
Stein.
Stein.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's exactly who it is. Good call.
Just do a panel next time that just has that every person on the panel just sucks the air out of the room.
You know what we should do?
Oh,
We should have a panel. Somebody should edit together a panel of all of Ben Stein's different roles, right? So it'll have him as the Wonder Years say something, then him on Ferris Bueller, and then him saying Clear Eyes is awesome, and another one, and then another one. He had like a game show called Win Ben Stein's Money with
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
what's his name, Jimmy Kimmel.
And
Ben
he was the
Stein.
dad on American Pie, right?
I don't know.
No, that was oh god, I should know this. Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Lee.
Oh, Eugene Levy's great.
Levy.
He was awesome.
But he doesn't suck the air out of the room. He's
No, not
pretty
at all.
No, he doesn't.
You know who loves Eugene is Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. He loves that dude. Also in the Wonder Years, the basketball coach or PE coach was Bob Picardo.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, I remember that. Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And actually, Aaron did a scene with him, a Christmas episode. Aaron was the elf, and Bob Picardo was
The
coach
reindeer.
/ Santa.
On the
Wow.
Wonder Years? On the Wonder
The Wonder
Years?
Years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Smart
how
work.
far did we get sidetracked there? Not too bad. Yeah. Oh yeah. Getty Center. Garrett
Mhm.
Wong hated it, yelled about it for 15 minutes. And And then somebody came up to me, they're like, you just had to poke the bear, didn't you? I wanted to tell you, I wanted to be like, I didn't write it. I didn't.
Right.
I just was.
You didn't write it. No.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
You executed the question.
But that was a great time. The Getty Center was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And walking around was awesome. What did we do after that, Homer? You left, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was after that. I went to meet up with Melissa's cousin and had dinner. Yeah, so I missed out on the Bevmo experience.
Well,
yes.
And then the screening. Oh, go ahead.
So after Homer left, TJ, Sue, and Eve England were going to ride with me. We're going to run a few errands and then go back to the host hotel for a screening, a screening of Nor the Battle to the Strong in preparation of the next day at Bronson Caves. That is a Deep Space Nine episode featuring Sirach Lofton, of course. So one of the places that I had to stop by, and by had to, I mean, they had to, because I was like, you guys have never been to Beverages and More. You don't even need to want to drink alcohol to want to go to Beverages and More. Sometimes I've gone to Beverages and More and spent $50 and didn't get a drop of alcohol. They have all these kind of candy drinks and just a ton of trash. It's terrible, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to pull up some of the pictures.
Is it a single place or is it a chain?
Yeah, it's a chain. And Beverages and More, it's like a giant, it's kind of like got alcoholic beverages from around the world. Like anything, any country, you know, different kinds of wines, different kind of liquors and beers, just the best stuff. I used to go there.
It's like a supermarket size place that's just basically nothing but beverages.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I've only ever seen it on the West Coast.
I don't.
So at that time, I let Dr. Susan V. Gruner, I brought this guy out and I said, somebody needs to take on Tapestry Picard, take him on an adventure, because he just sits at my desk every day and he never gets an adventure. And that sucks, number 4. And so Sue cradled him and took him in to Beverages and More with us. And here are some of the pictures that she took with him. First of all, it was perfect that at Beverages and More, their club thing where you get discounts is called Club Bev. So Club Bev.
Oh yeah.
I think when you first said Bevmo, it sounds like me with Beverly. Bevmo.
Yeah. Bevmo.
They should get Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
That's not a beverage.
Yeah, I had no idea that was there. I was like, how did
Dr. Gruner? That's the and more.
Those of you listening in, it's got Tapestry Picard next to a thing of KY Jelly Classic.
I mean, kind of makes sense when you do the math.
For wetter sex. Oh, geez. And the next one is him next to Mayo, Creamy and Smooth. Then we've got him next to Knob Creek, which was Eve England's favorite word, calling people knobs. And there's a Club Bev right there. And what's this one? Another Club Bev. This is Belite rye. It's that rye whiskey. Some people call it Bullet. I always called it Belite. Then he's in this scene of Whippets, just hanging out with a bunch of people. This thing looks weird.
Well, it's never mind.
Go ahead, Melissa.
No.
What shot? What is that? What is that?
And now he's laying in a bed of little baby shot glasses or shot bottles.
My gosh.
You know those little mini bottles of different kinds of liquor that are like plastic usually. He's just rolling. It's like, to him, it's like one of those ball pits.
Just my size.
He's just rolling.
You don't want to go nuts. But you want to get those buzz on.
Yeah. So that was the fun that Picard had. That was there's still more to it. Hang on. This one is just next to wine, I guess, because maybe it's French wine. No, it doesn't look French. Sonoma, that's not French. And then back to that mess.
Back to the cave.
And then, so yeah, afterwards we went back to the host hotel and we watched together as a group. We watched the episode, Deep Space Nine episode, Nor the Battle to the Strong, where Sirach and Sid, Bashir and Jake Sisko are in those caves and they're battling with the Klingons. And, Jake Sisko does his own stunts. He's rolling down and he has to save this guy or kill this guy or whatever. That's like, I would have killed you if you were a Klingon. Anyway,
Which one
that was fun.
Kill?
Or at least he picked him up so he didn't die with his face in the dirt.
How noble.
Yep.
How noble.
I'm going to go look that up real quick.
Where did you guys watch that? In the lobby?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's like a little area that they called the library.
Oh, and they hooked it up where you can just pop anything in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Connect it to a laptop and raring to go.
Nice.
Day 4 is missing. Weird.
So wait, you guys saw that episode and which other one? Or was that it?
Just that. Then we went off somewhere. A few of us went off somewhere else to watch a little Strange New Worlds, which was kind of fun too.
Because Eve hadn't seen it.
Strange New Worlds.
Did you go to the caves the next day? Is that why you watched it then?
Exactly. Exactly
nice.
That. So here's what it looked like. Why isn't it? There it is. It was just, there was like a little nook next to the lobby and we're watching the episode.
Cool.
Yeah. And Sue and Eve plopped down on the floor with their chips and guacamole and had themselves a time. But yes, Muhammad, the next day we went to Bronson Caves, which was freaking amazing.
So cool.
Yeah, everybody at home, go check out the Getty Center. It's just, even if it's not for Star Trek, you just got to see the views of you can see the ocean, you can see downtown, you could see everything. Check this out.
There's also
off one
and
side
there's art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, art.
There's Homer right there.
The art is gorgeous.
TJ.
Oh,
And it's
That's
all
Catalina
free.
Island.
Wow.
That's Catalina Island over there.
Wow.
And there's a nice ride
Wow.
up via tram.
Yeah. And it's free. So people know that.
what?
It's free.
Getty
And it has
Center
this
is
beautiful
free.
garden.
Wow.
Anyway,
It's-
we keep getting sidetracked.
People go there on dates. It's a good family, place for the family. They sometimes have events there. It's a beautiful spot.
And you can see why they used it to shoot a Star Trek movie, because look at it, already looks futuristic. Look at this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, this is them eating their chips and salsa. This is the group that went here in front of the steps. And that was us. Oh, that's Santa Monica Pier right there with Larry leading the charge there. Anyway, the point is, so Muhammad's like, are we going to talk about Bronson Caves or are we just going to keep getting sidetracked? So yes, Bronson Caves was, you won't believe this. And of course, yeah, I had to climb up the side of the ridge to get this picture, but it was totally worth it, you guys. Check this out. Look at that.
Nice.
So these are the caves. Oh, by the way, Bronson Caves, everybody at home, is also the Batman cave. So when you've seen the Batman cave, and if you remember the cave that Beverly and Picard walked out of in Attached, Next Generation Attached, also Darmok was shot there. Tons of stuff is shot there. It's super well known and iconic. And right now it's fenced off. And they said it's for your protection because it's crumbling down. And we're like, boo these guys. And then a big chunk of the cave ceiling actually fell while we were there.
Yeah.
And there was so much that like the dust actually bellowed out and chased us off.
Yeah.
Dang. You see the Batman cave. Are you talking about the 1960s Batman or one of the newer movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you saw the car coming out.
Yeah.
That was
That's what I thought.
The shot.
The Bat Cave.
I think it was pre-crumbliness.
Yeah.
We were also joined that day by, of course, Sirach Lofton.
What was the circle?
By then, it's just people made a circle.
Out of the
Circle
debris
thing.
that's fallen from the rock that the cave is in.
Okay.
Kind of looks like a galaxy, doesn't it?
I was thinking it was like an alien crop circle kind of equivalent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you there.
No, not at all. And so Sirach Lofton was there joining us, of course, to talk about his episode. We were also delighted to be joined by Aaron Waltke, Aaron J. Waltke, who is the new co-showrunner of Star Trek Prodigy.
He
awesome. Was there hanging out. Homer Freezy, please tell us how amazing it was there.
It was amazing. I get to have a nice chat with Aaron as well when we were walking down, because he had worked on some other things that I haven't seen. So Arcadia, I think, is one of them. So I need to look into that. And then also talking about the actor that's in Prodigy, and I'm blanking on her name, but
Ella Purnell or something. Ella.
Yeah, how she had a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
Yellow Jackets.
Wow.
Yeah. So, bam. Bronson Cape. Yeah, I had to look it up beforehand, and I was amazed at the dozens of films and shows that were filmed there. And I have to now go back and see a lot of them. One of my favorites is Army of Darkness. So I have to see how they used it for that. Yeah. And of course, I love Batman 66, the very beginning there, as the car comes out and drives over that sort of do not enter sign.
Yeah. So that big picture that I showed was like the back side of the cave. So that's why it may not have been as recognizable, but this is what the front side of the cave looks like that we also visited, but we didn't stop there. We walked to the back, but you see, that's the front.
Yeah.
And it's more than just that cave, because there's that area. There's everything that's around it when you're looking from the cave, and you can see it's like you're looking at a western, and it's like it's desolation there. So you can see how it could lend itself to that kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool spot.
Really cool. Very historic, and it's sad that it started crumbling now finally. I believe they opened it up with like dynamite back in the day or something, but somebody can fact check that. That's just what I feel like I remember hearing back in the day when I shot something there.
Well, and somebody said that while we were there as well, that it was a man-made cave.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are leaving out from the Japanese garden. Melissa reminded me.
Oh,
the patch. Yeah.
The patch.
The patch.
Yeah, the patch.
Not the one that keeps you from smoking.
No, it might, but it's not designed for that. Melissa designed a cool patch to honor everybody's favorite cadet, Nog, at Starfleet Academy, and we handed those out to everybody. That was really cool. Everybody's got a commemorative patch there. One final shot of the Bronson Caves. This was Larry Nemechek, who, look at all the stuff that he's got here, because he's telling everybody on this day we shot this, on this date, like he's got it all memorized. This is Joe Kornbrook, producer and editor of the documentaries. That's myself wearing a Romulan ale thing and classy underwear that you can't see. And this is Aaron J. Waltke wearing an awesome Go Climb a Rock shirt, just like what was it? Kirk did it, right?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Sirach's telling everyone to get lost.
Yep, there's Sirach, our good buddy.
His shirt is anyway.
Then after that, we took a quick trip up to the Griffith Observatory, which was known for Future's End Voyager episode, Griffith Observatory. with Sarah Silverman, saying they're shooting lasers at each other and her thing. That was
I think Sarah Silverman was with you. Like,
no, she was busy that day. Otherwise, she was like, anything for you, Ryan. And I was like, no. But everybody recognizes this when they see this image, right? We all know that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The drive up there was really fun because Eve, she put her sailor mouth on. It was great fun.
What? Her sailor what?
Her sailor mouth. She had a potty mouth all the way up.
Ooh, that's not allowed.
Was this the night of the lunar eclipse too?
Yes.
It was
the day
the night
before.
And
wait, wasn't it that night? Oh no.
Afterwards, of course, Tim Russ brought 2 awesome telescopes.
Yeah.
And first we looked at the moon because it was basically a full moon, very close to it. We took a good look at the moon. Then the sun went down and he showed us 3 different amazing galaxies with his other telescope. And he could, you just kind of program it in with the app on his phone, looked at the galaxies. That was amazing. So you saw a picture.
But then we got a cool treat because while we were looking
ice cream.
No, while we were looking up, we saw the space station.
Oh yes, we did.
How crazy is that? Yeah.
Passing over.
That was
It was literally a space station flyby, and it was low and very visible. And I didn't believe it was.
Right.
And Eve England was like, no, it's a space station. I'm like, no, it's an airplane. It's a space station. It's kind of like,
no,
maybe it is. And then I asked Sue, and Sue held up her
amazing.
app, that says night sky, and it really was.
She got the notification that it was flying over just as we were looking at the sky.
What amazing timing.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
And shout out to Tim for really taking the time to, just set it up, explain it all. It was a really, really cool time seeing what we saw, which we saw a couple of galaxies, and it was great. It was great. The moon, right there.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Oh, this is a picture of Rico questioning Tim on Tim's knowledge while Rico got a turn at the telescope. He's like, you sure that's a galaxy? Looks like a smudge.
Now, you know what I was saying? I don't see shit.
we ain't found shit. Here's a picture of Sue taking a picture of the moon through the first telescope. And then here's the second telescope over there. Anyway, lots of great stuff there. Tim was very gracious and very nice to show us all that stuff. And then we were all kind of standing there saying, wait a minute, the away missions are over. What do? We shouldn't just stand here in a field. So we went back to the host hotel. Mike Goo mixed some cocktails from a recipe that Robert Duncan McNeil shared on their show, The Delta Flyers. And so we had some drambuie and bubbly and just hung out there and partied all night there.
Fun.
And it looks like Eve was in charge of opening up the cups out of their plastic casing. And Chris was eating a Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
TJ chilling like TJ does.
Yeah, I love TJ.
So,
yeah.
Homer, we know you've got to go eat dinner, and we went way too long, but we could talk about this kind of stuff forever. Before you go, can you tell us what your highlights were?
I'll just pick 2. Vasquez Rocks, and seeing that, and like you go to the Louvre, you see the Mona Lisa, it's like, oh, it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. Great, but small. And then you go to Vasquez Rocks, you're like, it's as majestic as it's made out to be when you see it in whatever iteration. And then the other thing, it was great again to see people in person for the first time that I've seen on like the 7th Rule for 2 years or so, and then to meet dozens of other like-minded people. So I'm looking forward to seeing people in Vegas and on the cruise and online and on Zooms. I think there'll be more people perhaps on free-for-alls and stuff. So, it's really about the folks, but those away missions were awesome too.
Well, Homer, we will let you run off because we know I just heard your stomach growling. It was either that or an ogre.
Yeah.
Anybody else here when Draymond Green called Kendrick Perkins an ogre? That was hilarious.
What was that?
And then Kendrick Perkins went on a rant about he's like, you're not
It's
handsome.
basketball.
He started making fun of him. And he's like, you're not handsome, you ugly too, man. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
I have
Homer.
no idea what you're talking about.
See you, Homer.
It's a Warriors thing.
To the Warriors.
Oops, baby.
Oh,
Oops.
yeah.
Calm down. Put your eyes
They're still
back
in it.
All right.
Homer,
Well,
great
thanks,
seeing you,
Homer. We'll
buddy.
see you next time.
Great to see y'all.
Enjoy your dinner.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks.
Brother.
Bye.
Later. And then, you guys, that wasn't the end of it. That was the end of the away missions, but there was still one more event. And that was the winery event with Casey Biggs, Vaughn Armstrong, and Steve Rankin, who Vaughn and Steve have played multiple characters, multiple aliens. And Casey Biggs, of course, everybody knows is Damar. So we went to 2 different wineries, and Casey taught us about wine stuff, that kind of stuff. And then Casey, Steve, and Vaughn and their Enterprise Blues Band treated us to a nice, long, fun show at the Kramer Guitar Cellars Winery. Really cool place. Lots of fun. That was just last night, and now it's all over.
Still the Enterprise, Doc.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Wow, what a time.
That sounds amazing. Thanks for telling us about that. It was really cool to hear about all those different events and all the different places and stuff that we can go check out on our own now too. That's awesome.
So much fun.
Been talked about for so long, and I'm glad it came to pass and came to fruition and went off without a hitch for the most part.
Rico, you went to a lot of these. What was the highlight for you?
Definitely the Japanese gardens, and just because of just how gorgeous it is. Been there before, like you were saying, and just coming back, but also, and Homer touched on that, just seeing folks for the first time. Calm down, Mike. Seeing folks for the first time, after seeing people either never in person or very, not as much because of, all of us pretty much being locked away. Seeing Eve, TJ, Homer, Sue, when they first came out, they walked out the car, it was just great. It was just really great to see everybody and hanging out and just nerding out with everybody and going from that. The second, you asked me 2, right? Or just my 1?
I don't remember.
You give 2. You gave 2.
All right. Thank you. And also seeing Tim play. I always love seeing him rock. And he's so passionate about what he does, and I love that. I love seeing him do it. If you guys have not seen Tim play, and hopefully he'll play in Vegas. I don't know if he's going or not, but if he does, I would behoove you to go see Tim. Or if you're in LA and he happens to be playing, go see him, because he'd be rocking it. And it's a fun
Tuvok rocks.
Tuvok rocks. Yeah. Rock. Baby.
Melissa, did you have a fun highlight? You went to a lot of these as well.
It's hard to choose just one, but I am going to echo what Rico and Homer have said about finally meeting people in person, specifically Sue and Eve. And it was nice because it felt so, everything just fell into place, and you were spending the week with friends, which was wonderful. And that was a huge highlight. And wow, there's so many other highlights, special moments at each place. So it's hard to choose just one, because
you heard it here first, everybody. When something's difficult, Melissa can't do it. So
that's not true.
The look on your face
true.
was so good.
I changed a battery on Friday in my car, fixed my own car, got it up and running when it was dead.
That's pretty badass.
Tell him, Melissa. You don't need to stand here and take all that abuse.
Everybody else, the way they change a battery is like calling AAA. Like, can you? But you did it yourself.
Don't fall for it, Melissa.
Awesome.
You changed the battery. That shit ain't easy.
I changed the battery in a hybrid.
That's hybrid.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done a hybrid. Actually, does make it more.
What do you guys say about that, Ryan? And also, what is your favorite?
Your favorite? The answer to the first question is nothing. And the answer to the second question is boy, that is tough. Maybe Melissa's right. It is a toughie. I mean, obviously it's hanging out with friends that I know online but never get to see in person, and also meeting new friends and getting to know them. Because I went to basically all of these and took all the pictures you're seeing online. So I was very ensconced in this thing, taking the pictures and posting them and going to these and organizing them and setting them up. And for me, one of the biggest highlights was seeing like Larry Nemechek just being in his element and imparting so much knowledge and being like, damn, no wonder he likes to be called Dr. Trek. Like he deserves some kudos. He came really prepared and he really enhances the experience for people. I mean, they're going to some historic place, cool, with other Star Trek fans, cool, with Star Trek actors, cool. But then on top of that, you've got this walk-in encyclopedia that's telling you so much deep information on Star Trek. Really was really great. It was also really nice that Aaron Waltke joined us. So cool finally meeting him. What a great guy.
Really awesome. He's so awesome. Yeah.
Japanese garden and the baby geese was great. The duck that we met at the duck pond of Cal State Northridge was just like, he adopted us.
So
anyway,
cute. Tons
of them. I feel like one of those guys where you go, what's your favorite episode of season 4? And they give you like 15. Sorry. Anyway. So, boy, you guys, we talked about this very long. So now we have to make a decision.
Talk about the Klingon thing. We left everybody hanging on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's
what I was gonna say. But we also mentioned the music composition. And by the way, there's also an article about Khan as well, and we teased that in a way. So let's ask everybody listening in right now. We can cover one thing right now. Do you want to talk about the poll that revealed the favorite Klingons? Or do you want to talk a little bit about music composition in new Star Trek? Or do you want to talk about the potential for a Khan series coming up in new Star Trek? What do you guys want to know? Klingons, Khan, or music? Let us know. And we will tell us in the live chat, and we will buy you a little bit of time. Melissa will say whatever. What are you working on next with Walking Art Made by Melissa? Oh, wait. No, please continue.
I don't know. Filling orders that I have to fill, and making bracelets for some people who have requested them over this week. The cuff bracelets. But I've been playing around with jars.
Oh,
fun.
Ooh, very cool.
Sculpting jars, but it's not done. I have work to do with it. So there's a lot of stuff.
Are the cuff bracelets the one that
Yeah, and then filling orders like this.
Oh, that's great.
Any
That is-
clips fitting for this week?
Okay, and Rico, also tell us what you're doing this weekend, please.
Yes. Try to put this in a nutshell. So I've been involved with a thing called the Omega Sci-Fi Awards, which is a huge branch from the Sci-Fest, which used to be a one-act science fiction play festival. Basically, think of Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, and Black Mirror on stage. And that ran for 3 seasons. And or not 3 seasons, well, seasons, years, but that's now defunct. But the Omega Sci-Fi Awards is still happening. And each year, what it does is it opens doors for writers of all backgrounds to create unique stories, and it explores how we relate to one another, our world, our future, and it really empowers writers to contribute their unique voices, their talent. And we have two shows this weekend. Saturday is the Roswell Award and Feminist Future Award celebrity reading, which is going to be online. And I should provide the link in the chat, but anybody could log in and view it. We have had, and this year we have, I'm one of the celebrity readers. Tim Russ is going to be reading. Nana Visitor is going to be reading.
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick
Gordon
Coleman from Walking Dead in Orville, Bonnie Gordon, and it's going to be just a ton of readers. Sunday, so Saturday is the Roswell Award. Sunday is the Tomorrow Prize, which is these are stories written by high school students. And our own Dr. Muhammad Noor was one of the judges who
Whoa, cool.
Yeah,
and they're also really good. They're really interesting.
Yeah, and also meteorologist Kate. Shout out to her as well. We're one of the other celebrity judges, and
wow.
I've thanked you before, Muhammad, but thank you again.
Oh, my pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
So Muhammad it's partially Muhammad's fault who got one. So, but anyway, I'll put the link in the chat. But it's a wonderful program. It really does encourage people to write what's going on in the world, and just be creative, continue to be creative, and showcase your art. So the online one is going to be Saturday. If you're in town, anybody in town on Sunday, it's happening in Pasadena, and all the links and everything I'll put up here, but also if you want to go to my Instagram page, the link is also in my stories as well. So I'm putting that up there. And also one last other plug. I'm going to be a guest at Wonderfest in Louisville, Kentucky on June 4th and 5th. So
nuts.
Yeah.
Louisville.
And also Nicholas Meyer, director of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, was also one of the judges as well. He's going to be a guest in Louisville, Kentucky also for that same thing. So that's all that's going on. Please check out the link. Please support this if you can, especially on Saturday. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Would really appreciate it. We put a lot of work into it. Muhammad can attest, and we're doing it. Me, Tim, Nana, Bonnie.
So everybody check that out. You'll get Rico's goodies in a moment, but before we do that, it looks like the winner is by a chin hair, Klingons. Oh, wait a minute, Muhammad, you voted. You broke the tie.
Yes.
Scott Jensen the 13th says Rico E. Anderson is my favorite Klingon. Nothing else is important. Good knowledge. Okay,
I'll take
so here it is. This was something, Melissa, I believe you sent this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the 7 most popular Klingons. Can you guys guess who the top 3 was, Muhammad or Rico? Because
I'm sure Worf's got to be one, right?
Worf is definitely one, yeah.
Okay, who's 2?
Kern. Kern?
Kern? What do you think, Alexander?
No.
Oh wait, no. Forget Kern. I mean, love Tony Todd.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say Laurel. I would pick Laurel, but like, there's a lot of people who aren't as big Discovery fans as I am. So
yeah, maybe Martok.
Maybe Martok, probably. Yeah,
and Gowron, maybe.
Well, it depends on how they're voting. Is it a meritocracy? So anyway,
Melissa's look.
All right, so here they are in no particular order. Just kidding, it's a particular order. Number 7 is
I thought it was number 7 was Worf. I was like, no way.
Kruge.
Oh,
Kruge.
Huh.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, you got to think about the movies.
Scott.
Then we've got Kang.
Yeah.
From Star Trek, the original series, and also Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Then we've got Gowron's Eyes in
Gowron
the Next
didn't get
Generation.
Top 5.
When he sees Worf, he goes, "What?"
Yeah. I assure you, I am not one of them.
Yeah.
To you and your house.
Yeah.
Kern, wow.
And then Kern, good knowledge there. There's our buddy Tony Todd.
Woo-hoo.
From Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. They're only given one of these.
Yeah.
And then number 3 is Core.
There we go. John
The
Colicos.
Master.
Yeah,
From Deep Space Nine as well.
that's right. And here it comes.
Also
Number
Baltar.
2, of course,
Martok.
Martokles.
Yay.
JG.
And then lastly, of course, obviously,
Yeah.
good tea, nice house.
I thought it was gonna be Lursa or Bator for number. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but there was nobody from newer Star Trek. There was no Laurel. There was no B'Elanna. There were no women in that list.
Now, does B'Elanna count? She's half Klingon, so
Right. Yeah, I don't know. And there
You
was
could do
no
her mom,
Kalar,
though.
but
Her mom
she's only half Klingon too.
yeah, was also half. You could do B'Elanna's mom though.
Lana's mom.
I don't even know her.
She has the same name as her daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Where is this going?
Oh, I didn't
Wow.
catch that. Oh my god.
yeah,
Unfortunately, Ryan's here till Tuesday.
it's
Wait.
Tuesday right now.
Let it go.
Time to go.
Oh.
All right. So what that means, everybody, is with that fun. Thanks for sending that in, Melissa. That was a good one. But I feel like there are more discussions to be had about were they including newer Star Trek ones? Because I feel like Laurel might crack the top 7 nowadays. I do
Should
feel
be
like
in it.
it.
Yeah. I
Certainly
agree.
Mary would.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
right.
She killed that, man.
Star Trek Day trivia game. It's time. Here we go. The question is, in season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, speaking of which, what is the name of the captain of the Discovery?
Really?
Sometimes they're easy.
But this
Is
could
it-
go multiple ways, right?
Let's do a twofer here.
Is it
No, it's really just
Captain
one.
Phil?
Initially, it was the Shinzo in the first episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
For
okay.
Giorgio
Yeah, you're
was the
right. You're right.
Shinjo. Is it Captain Phil? Is it Captain Tyler? Is it Captain Michael? Or Captain Lorca? Okay, everybody, do not give out your answers yet. Everybody at home, make your predictions. It's a toughie. You never know. Because remember that the Captain Phil's kind of a trick, because Captain Phil was he's been in other, whatever.
Very briefly in episode 14, it was Cornwell. Like remember when they got back from the mirror
This is
universe
true.
and the other one was gone, which we won't
She
say.
was an admiral that
She
was
was in charge of the Enterprise when it went back to that space station and found with all the Klingon writing on it and stuff. So she was captain of the ship.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. devil's
everybody
advocate.
check out Trekkie and the Admiral on the Trekkie YouTube channel. Here we go.
Who's the captain of the shakedown cruise for Discovery?
Rico E. Anderson, where can people find you online should you choose to be found?
I am Rico Anderson on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And you can find me this weekend at the Make Sci-Fi Awards.
Right. So everybody, you don't have to remember all the extra details he was giving you and writing all that down. Just go check out his Twitter because he's going to tweet about it and he'll link it directly and you can just hop right over to that stuff this weekend. It's going to be good stuff.
By the end of the show, it'll be there.
Mm-hmm. Good. Melissa Longo, if you were to be found online, where would it be?
I am Melissa Longo. I can be found as Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube.
Don't hurt us, Melissa. Jeez.
Well, I was just dishing out what you were dishing out.
Hey. Bring it, girl.
It was so enthusiastic. I thought I might try it.
What about you, Mohammed?
Sorry.
You know people are going to track you down. Might as well make it easy for them.
Sure thing. On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as Mofnor, M like Michael, A F like Frank, N like November, OOR, or on YouTube as BioTrekkie, BIOTREKKIE.
Perfect. My name is Ryan T. Husk. Y'all can find me on, the Seventh Rule or Virtual TrekCon or Falling Tower, any of those on any social media. Just type in Falling Tower or Virtual TrekCon or the Seventh Rule with the 7 TH. Yes, Mohammed?
Were you going to talk about what's happening this coming week too?
I guess we should. Thanks for being my conscience after 7 days. My brain is soup right now.
All good.
And right now Rico's going like, it's always soup, dummy. So yesterday, the Seventh Rule just premiered our full episode of
Times Orphan.
Where is it now?
Times
Orphan. Yes. Deep Space Nine, season 6, episode 24. Times Orphan. That's one where Molly goes into that rock and cave and stuff. And then she comes out and she's an adult and she's savage and she's going like, and stuff like that. And it's a really fun episode. And we were talking about how much that actress really committed to that role. She really killed it. And then tomorrow, Falling Towers Watch the First podcast at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time will premiere our review of Amazon Prime's Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time, everybody. That was a very interesting one. Did we like it? Did we hate it? To be honest, I don't remember it.
To find out.
So besides Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, who's the guest on that one?
Yeah.
Speaking of Klingons, he played a Klingon in Star Trek VI. Darnell Davis, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Everybody's favorite Darnell Davis. Darnell Davis.
Gotta love it.
Nice.
What is Wheel of Time? What's the premise for that one?
Haven't seen it.
I think they were books, but I don't remember.
A lot of people recommended this one. Oh yes. Okay. So this one is very Game of Thrones like. And you're right, Melissa, it was a book series first. It's very Game of Thrones like. It's I don't want to give any spoilers away, but check it out. Check it out tomorrow. We will tell you what we thought of this show. This is what it looks like. Here are the book series. Anyway, I did not know anything about it at all before we reviewed it. So check that out. That is tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Seventh Rule will premiere our review of Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode 3. The third episode of Strange New Worlds. People are loving it so far. This one is like those tomato meters. Critics and audience are both very high. It's doing well so far. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's only 2 episodes in. So I'm trying to like temper it. I'm trying not to be like, oh, it's so, because like, but it is pretty damn good so far.
I just need to say,
yes.
I love that show. I love me some Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Oh, and the
so
link
far so good.
So far,
Nick has exactly the opposite hair of mine. Right? He's got this giant sponge on top, whereas I've got nothing.
He's got Murph on his head. So that is Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Then on Friday on this channel, we have Star Trek and Chill live, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be hanging out. We'll be talking about all things Star Trek. We'll probably get to all the stuff we didn't get to today. We'll be talking about how much we love Strange New Worlds, or maybe we'll be like, this one dropped it back down to Earth. Doubt it, but we might. And then on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon, we've got Deep Space Nine Season 2 review special on The Seventh Rule. That is youtube.com/The Seventh Rule. Virtual TrekCon is youtube.com/Virtual TrekCon. And Falling Tower is youtube.com. You guessed it, /Falling Tower. The answer is
Michael?
I forgot the question.
Captain Lorca.
Gabriel
Captain Lorca, of course, everybody. That is the answer. Everybody knew it. We all
Also,
knew
Lucius
it. Dr.
Malfoy.
Phil was pretty close too.
Dr. Phil?
Captain Phil.
Oh.
Lucius Malfoy.
His last name was
Lucius
Harmonic.
Malfoy. Oh my gosh.
We did it.
What happened, Melissa?
Oh my gosh. These puns.
I'd like to give a very special thanks to Dr. Muhammad Noor for keeping us on track. So many times I'd start saying stuff and he's like, Ryan, don't you think you want to tell people what that you're talking about? Thank you, Muhammad. Really appreciate that today.
I have some purpose of being on here, so it's okay. It's all good. I did take a nap today too. So.
Nice. And Rico E. Anderson, thank you so much for joining us today.
And taking you off track, no problem.
Melissa is always wonderful. I just saw a Warriors in 4 post that gets me excited, but they're not playing till tomorrow. Stay tuned at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Warriors game 1 versus watch Falling Tower at that time. And then when that's over, watch the second half of the Warriors versus Dallas Mavericks, duking it out. Duke.
Basketballs.
Hey, Duke.
Duke.
Thanks everybody for joining us. We really appreciate you having fun with us. Everybody said Lorca, nobody said anything else. They all got it. Oh, Anne Marie just popped in. It looks like she says, spoiler alert, I love all Strange New Worlds, and Strange New Worlds can do no wrong. One Trek fan says, I love SNW so much. Just Rosie says, love SNW. So far, so good. Oh, and Kimber Spores said Darnell with a little heart.
Aww.
Love Darnell.
Scott Jensen says Captain Dorca.
Yeah.
That's what
the way it works.
Ryan said.
Yeah.
He's hanging in there. He's our guy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And when you want to talk about what other people did last week while you were at home doing other stuff, put it on the main viewer.